Hello, everyone. I see a lot of familiar names and some new name from the participant list. Welcome to Saturday night, our education AFI education seminar. Just a little bit brief to introduce AFI and EFI's relationship, right? AFI Alliance for Impact is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that launched 2 years ago during the COVID-19. The original goal is collaborate all the American Chinese overseas so that we, united together and make positive impact in the society we live in. In the last 2 years, Alliance for Impact has been given more than 400 seminars, cover different topics from the leadership, communication skills, investments, healthcare, wellness, and educations. And this year, we focus on launch the YEFA, Youth Entrepreneurship and Finance Association, as one of our nonprofit subsidiary, because I noticed that a lot of parents actually very nervous and take care of the kids, right? Especially a lot of our participant members are similar age like me, and our kids are actually growing. So this year, our focus launching the YEFA and had them launch a few very successful events. Including the United Nations Youth Leadership in May, and summer, we also have a social impact conference. Actually, just right tonight, 7 o'clock, we just complete the first SDG art competition. We just nominated about 10 awards. So everyone can go online to checking out more than 100 artwork from the world and join our competition. And we actually put all those artwork online. So today, I'm also very proud to invite Julianne, one of our outstanding students, give us a talk about sharing her experience. How does she involve with UN's program, and how, what kind of her project is. Her projects received the United Nations Youth Award. And also this year, Julianne has been taking our class, and it's my students. She and her team of 4 this year in April joined the Diamond Challenge finish with my guidance, and they actually break into the finals. So I actually brought them to Delaware University, join the final competition. So Julianne is one of the 4 persons team. So again, the YEFA's goal and mission is building a very knowledgeable base platform for our young generation. This young generation not only just to cover high school student, also college student. We're gonna building more on the program towards between, I would say, middle school, high school focused, and a college student focused. And I know a lot of audience here. You are, some of you are parents and some of your students. So we want to help you to build a process so that you grow up here, and also you can find intern and a job opportunity, and also career information on our platform. And then you all get to know a lot of outstanding young person and make partnership. So hopefully we can see more successful CEO and a leader in the future. Our slogan is inspire the leaders for tomorrow. So here I am the founder of the YEFA, founder of the AFI, and my name is Angeline Huang. If you can search me from LinkedIn, I'm working for the Wall Street before for about 10 years. Now I'm dedicated, very passionate in working as a volunteer to building this 2 platform. And my only wish is hopefully our Asian American, especially our Asian Chinese and the Chinese American, can be more than ever stronger and collaborate together. Okay, so now I think so we have more than 60 audience. So I'm gonna give the floor to Julianne, and thank you very much for taking your time to share with us.
Thank you so much to Miss Angeline Huang for just starting YEFA and empowering youth to grow their passions. And I want to thank everyone here for coming here today to learn about the UN SDGs and about how that changed my life and how that led to my future career path. So just thank you, everyone. But before I start talking about my story, I just want to really briefly speak about YEFA, because this organization, it has truly been an eye-opening experience for me. As Angeline was talking about earlier, I was part of the Diamond Challenge and also the Wharton investment. So these experiences really shaped me as a person, and it was one of the beginnings of all my endeavors in leadership and just growing my passions. So this YEFA is a nonprofit, and it is the Youth Entrepreneurship and Finance Association, and it is an IRS approved 501c3 nonprofit organization. So all volunteer hours at YEFA will be accepted. For the President's Volunteer Service Award for US students, you can get gold awards. And it is self-operated, which means that students, members, and volunteers self-operate with guidance from senior advisors. Personally, I was guided by Lynn, who really guided me in the process in the Diamond Challenge in entrepreneurship. So please scan the code to join YEFA, changing the future one event at a time. So the first competition that I joined at YEFA was the Wharton Global High School Investment Competition. And I took a lot of YEFA investment classes with Mr. Raymond Mathis. A lot of you guys might know him, but he taught me a lot of knowledge about investment, and he formed a lot of teams. My team was 7 students. I'm still in touch with a lot of them today. And I gained a lot of valuable teamwork and investment experience from this. And YEFA just taught me a lot about investment. And these 2 photos over here are just some screenshots of the final report and our portfolio. The 2022 Diamond Challenge. This is my team over here. I'm still friends with all of them, and we were just a really good group together, and that's what led us to the finals. The teams were formed on the interests, and we all bonded together over the interest of mental health advocacy, which I've always been very passionate about since middle school. And all 4 of us, we had the idea of making Mindstones, which was this cohesive platform to help students with their mental health. And because we always thought that in the education system, there needed to be more mental health assistance in the school system. So this was just a very intricate system, an online platform to help students with their mental health and just make sure everyone is mentally healthy in school. And this grew from my passion for just like mental health, and it really helped me grow that passion, and I gained a lot of experience from this. So this is from the Diamond Challenge Instagram. They posted this, and it was just really interesting because this was Tiffany's quote. This is Tiffany. She's my friend over here. Okay. I'm going to explain a little bit about my SDG path. If you know, the SDG stands for Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 SDGs in the United Nations. Specifically, I work for SDG 5, which is gender equality. That is the one that I advocate for, and I really am passionate about. So this is how it started. In 8th grade, I joined the County Youth Council, and that's where I started my journey. As I was talking about earlier, I was really passionate about mental health and just like helping the education system. So that's where I started my journey, because I was starting to grow my passions, and I was specifically interested in education reform, mental health, and sustainability. Then as time went on, the pandemic happened, so we were doing mostly everything online. There were some disadvantages to that, but the pros of that were that I was able to have more time to like think about what I really wanted to do. And that allowed me to further make connections, grow my passions, and just pick out experiences and what I really wanted to foster. Then going into 9th grade, I was hired by the UNA local chapter. So the UNA is the United Nations Association. It is under the United Nations. So it is basically the United Nations, the local chapter of it. and well, my local chapter. And I started my passion for gender equality because especially around that time, women's equality was like very, very, very prominent. And I also I really felt aligned with it, especially during that time. And that's when I joined the CEDAW advisory board, and I started working with government officials, key government officials, trying to pass this ordinance, and especially in my county. So CEDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. It is a bill that has still not been passed by the United States. Other countries like Iran, Somalia, and Sudan, they're the only other countries in the world that has still not passed this Women's Bill of Rights, which is very hard to believe, but President Biden has this on his list to do, but it's like it needs to get passed. So I've been working, collaborating with government officials and in a lot of groups to try to just pass this. And ever since, I've been still working on it. Last year, which is the 10th grade, I attended the United Nations Association national events. I did public speaking at the UN for CEDAW advocacy, and that's when I became the County Youth Council co-president. I represented gender equality and mental health. And for 11th grade, which is right now, I am part of the United Nations Association Women Affinity Group, and I advocate under the CEDAW ad hoc committee, and I'm the co-chair for that. So we hold national monthly CEDAW town halls to convene key government officials. 2 days ago, actually, we invited Miss Bandana Rana from Nepal. They passed CEDAW in their country. So we wanted to have her speak at our event, give us advice, and inspire us with her story. So I'll show you the video of my CEDAW presentation at the summit. But where is the opportunity for CEDAW? In 1979, President Carter signed the UN treaty and sent it to the Senate for ratification, but it didn't get passed. The bad news is 43 years later, it still hasn't been passed. The United States is one of only 6 countries in the world that has not ratified CEDAW. The other 5 countries are Iran, Somalia, Sudan, Palau, and Tonga. The good news is that President Biden is committed to ratifying CEDAW. A Cities for CEDAW town hall planning meeting was held on April 21st, 2022, followed by monthly meetings. Where I live in Westchester County, New York, UNI Westchester had a meeting with the county executive on March 23rd, and the county executive is determined to push the implementation of CEDAW in Westchester. We have formulated a 2-year detailed action plan. CEDAW has gained momentum in Westchester County, but we still have a long way to go. Okay, there's a second clip. For some reason, I can't share it full screen. We can spread and show community awareness to legislators. With your support, we can further advance the efforts to provide equal opportunities for women. With your support, we can encourage other municipalities to join our efforts to encourage equal rights. With your support, we can ensure dignity and respect for women and end systematic forms of discrimination and abuse against women in the United States. Now, we are counting on you to help Westchester County to raise community awareness and help the ratification of CEDAW. Your vote will be one step for us and one leap for human rights. Thank you. Yeah, so that was my presentation at the United Nations. It was a really good experience, and I met a lot of people that were very supportive, and they were also just really good advocates. Okay. Sign. But where is the opportunity for CEDAW? Trying to get to the next slide. Okay. For YEFA and the UN SDGs, there's actually a big connection over here, and that is what I'm here for. this year, YEFA, as Angeline was talking about earlier, they were running a UN Youth Leadership programs for the SDGs, and they also held a youth SDG art competition, which was really, really fun. And I saw all the amazing artworks that you guys made. As you know, yes, and our future programs does not just include SDG 5 women's rights. We also work for other SDG goals. So as you know, there are 17 SDG goals. I represent SDG 5, but there are a huge variety of goals here that I'm pretty sure all of you guys would like to represent, because we all have our own passions and interests and topics that we would like to advocate for. We're in the process of planning UN SDG committees, and we definitely need leaders for every SDG. We will have a Discord link in the chat. I'll put it later in the chat, and it's also be at the end. But here are the 7 SDG goals. There are, number 1 is no poverty. There's 0 hunger, just trying to work for ending hunger. Number 3 is good health and well-being. Number 4 is quality education, making sure that the disenfranchised have access to education. Gender equality is promoting women's equality and gender equality. Number 6 is clean water and sanitation, making sure people have access to clean water. It's really important. Number 7 is affordable and clean energy. Number 8 is decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. There's 10, which is reduced inequalities. 11, sustainable cities and communities. 12 is responsible consumption and production. 13 is climate action. 14 is life below water. 15 is life on land. 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions. And 17 is partnerships for the goals. If you are passionate about any of these topics, we strongly encourage you to act on that and help the world, because these sustainable development goals, they're trying to make the world a better place. So we need all the youth voices that we can to stand up and advocate. And that's what YEFA is here to do, because we want to grow your passions and your skills to make the future stronger. So let's start our SDG journey from here. In my county, the United Nations Association of Westchester has an ongoing event and campaign for SDG 5. This is the event that I was speaking about at the United Nations. Certificates and cash prizes, they will be awarded to winners from the United Nations, Girl Up, and United Nations Association of Westchester. By joining this, you can help the United States pass the Women's Bill of Rights in the United States of America. So if you're interested in submitting work such as posters, slogans, media like art, music, videos, anything creative, please feel free to scan for the petition over here and join this contest. You have to send the submissions to the unawestchester@gmail.com if you're interested in it. So take a moment, take a screenshot if you're interested. The submissions are due by the end of this month. Okay. We strongly encourage you to join YEFA. You can reach us at the www.yefa.org,